much for clicking the video. We're just gonna do a 20-minute yoga flow. Clear some space, grab your mat, kick off those shoes, and let's do it. All right, we're gonna start with a warm-up. Bring your feet about hip distance apart, soften your knees, tailbone under, inhale, both arms up, reach for the sky, and then exhale, fold at your hips, slide down your thighs. We're gonna take a half lift on your next in-breath. Sorry, Nora is gonna join us for class. Exhale, release, bend both knees, plant your hands, and step your feet back, 1 foot at a time. Tuck the toes under, plant those palms under the shoulders. Let's shift forward and back, just warming up the wrists a little bit, pushing through the balls of both feet. On the next one, stay forward, either from your knees or from your toes. Lower, elbows scrape the ribs. Chaturanga, but bring yourself all the way down. Hands a little bit farther back by your rib cage as you peel yourself up. Baby Cobra, inhale. Exhale, release. Tops of the feet are resting on the floor. Let's come up one more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Dig heels of the hands into the floor as you take yourself up and back. Child's pose. Hips towards your heels. Rest your forehead on the floor. You can tiptoe your fingers forward. Let's crawl both hands to the right and shift your hips over to the left. Breathe into your left lung. Then exhale, let it out. Next side, walk on over. Hands to the left. Shift your hips to the right. Deep breath into your opposite side body. And then sigh, let it out. Come back through your center. Shift your weight into all fours. And we'll just take some cat-cow rolls. Chin to chest. Roll your tailbone towards the floor. Reverse it. Heart comes up. Tailbone lifts. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Wake up your spine. Last one. Kind of just roll through your back here. Beautiful. Curl all 10 toes under. Put weight in your legs. Pick your hips up to the sky like someone just pulled your hips back. Let your head dive between your biceps. Heels are heavy. And let's just pedal it out. One knee bends, opposite heel. We'll sink towards the floor and switch it. As you do these pedals, go ahead and make adjustments in your hands so that the wrist creases are parallel to the front of the mat. And you've spread all 10 fingers out nice and wide. We'll take one more pedal here. Awesome. Stretch your right leg up for the sky. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, right knee to nose. Round it forward here. Wake up your core. Inhale, reach it up. Right knee to the right tricep. So a little bit of core work to wake up those abs. Inhale, lift. Right knee towards left tricep. Little twist. Inhale, right leg long to the sky. Step your right foot between your hands. Big step. Go ahead and leave the back knee up as you engage both legs. Rise up into a crescent. Fingertips to the sky. Sink an inch deeper. Fill your lungs with air. And exhale, tip forward, airplane lunge. So stretch the heart forward. Reach the hands back. Strong front leg, but keep your back leg alive. Inhale, reach back up. Good. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, tip forward. Airplane. 1 more. Inhale, long. Exhale, airplane lunge. Hold here at the bottom of the airplane. Take your left hand to the floor and then just stretch your right arm up. Little twist here. Revolve low lunge. Make that twist happen from your middle back. Exhale, right hand to the outside of your foot. Engage your legs as you step back to that plank. It could be from your toes or from your knees. Shift it forward first, either toes or knees, chaturanga. Any amount of cobra. So if it feels good to come a little higher, go ahead, keep the shoulders out of the ears. Melt your heart back down. Use your hands to push your hips up and back. You can pause here in child's pose, find your breath, or if you're ready, go ahead and come on up into down dog again. Lifting the knees, lifting the hips, dropping the head. You're upside down. Heels are heavy, but your knees are soft. We're going to start that flow on the other side. So stretch your left leg up. The other side, inhale, and then exhale, knee to nose through the center. Wake up the core. Do it again. Inhale, reach it up. Same side elbow. So see if you can tap that outside of the left tricep. Inhale, reach it up. Opposite elbow, cross your midline. Reach for that other tricep. Let's stretch it back up 1 more time and step in between the hands. Aim high, keep those hips high. Leave your back leg up, back heel elevated. Stretch both arms up into crescent. So this is gonna bring some heat to your body, which we want so that you're ready for some deeper stretches. Exhale, tip forward, airplane. Stretch those fingertips back by your hips. Both legs alive. Inhale, right back up to the top. See if you can sink an inch lower. Inhale, come on down into that airplane. Lengthen forward. Exhale, right back up. One more. Feel that sensation through the right hip as you tip forward. We'll hold this one. Take the right hand under the shoulder and stretch your left arm up to the sky. Go ahead and add that little twist as you gaze up at your fingertips. Beautiful. Release the hand to the outside of your foot. Engage the back leg so that you can step both legs together here. Keeping yourself in whichever plank you choose. Come forward and then chaturanga. Any mounted cobra, up dog, your choice. Up dog is tops of the feet only, thighs floating off the floor. You can lower back down into a child's pose like we've done before, but some of you might be ready to just flow. Hips to the sky, come back to down dog. Deep breath. Right leg lifts, inhale. Go ahead, open the hip. Turn the belly to the side of the room here. Bend your right knee at the top. Let your foot fall back. Like it's going to touch you in the back of the head. And then on the inhale, stretch it right back up. Square those hips. Draw the right knee to nose. Step in between your hands. This time, swivel your back heel to the floor. And then cartwheel left arm up and over into a warrior two. Stack your head, heart, hips, arms out straight. And I'll turn to the side here so you can see a little bit better. Push to the outer edge of that back foot. Sink an inch lower. Beautiful. We're going to come into a little balance pose. So start to stretch forward. Stretch, stretch. Look at the ground in front of your right toes. Reach your right fingers to the floor. And then lift off without falling into half moon pose. Turn the hips. Open them up to the side here. Option is that you can have your other hand on your hip, or you could be on a block, or your back toe could be on the floor. Honor your body. On that exhale, bend your front knee, step your back foot to the floor, cartwheel back up into that warrior two, reverse the warrior. Back hand on your thigh, chin up off the chest. Reverse, come into extended side angle. Elbow to thigh, reach your back arm up, over, maybe look up at it. Press the outer edge of your back foot to the floor. Swim your arm forward. Take it to the floor here. Go ahead, pick up the back heel and bend your back knee. You're going to melt it on down. Point your toes to the back of the room. Push through both legs and reach on up into a low lunge stretch. So get a nice sensation for your left hip flexor. You can come a little bit deeper into this, but try not to drop it all on your low back. I'm wobbly because I'm on carpet. So if you could get on hardwood, that would be better, or some kind of stable floor. Exhale, release hands, frame your foot, tuck your back toe, charge up your back leg, engage your shoulders, step back to plank. Feel free to skip this vinyasa if you'd like to. You're welcome to add a push-up in there if you'd like to. Some of you would like to take a child's pose here. If not, you're welcome to flow right up into your down dog. We'll meet here in one breath. Shake your head out, dump your brain out. We're going to do side two. Left leg, stretch it up. Inhale, and then open that hip. Go ahead, bend your knee at the top. Turn your belly to the side of the room. Push a little harder into your left hand so that you can keep your shoulders square. Inhale, leg up to the sky. Turn the hips square to the mat. Draw your knee forward. Step in between your hands. You can wiggle it forward with your hand if you need to. Spin the back heel down, and then like a cartwheel here. Just kind of come on up and land into Virabhadrasana 2. Spread your wings, head, heart over hips. This is our heat creating flow. One more breath here in this pose. You're going to feel some burn in your front leg. Prepping for some balance. So start to stretch forward. Pick a spot on the floor, Drishti. You're going to gaze at it, aim for it with your hand, and step into your front leg for half moon pose. So option to come on up to a block. You can always have your back toe touching and just do little intervals of lifting and lowering. Half moon's a hard one. Really helps if you fix your gaze. Start to soften your front knee, and as you do, you'll lightly step your foot back to the floor. Line it up heel to heel. Stretch those arms out. Next maiden appearance. Open the heart. Good reverse it. Inhale, lengthen. Think about opening the ribs, side body. And then exhale, come forward, elbow to your front thigh, palm is up. Stretch your back arm up and over. Think about bicep close to ear. Really lengthen that back side of the body. Push the outer edge of your foot to the floor. Swim that arm forward. You're going to allow your right hand to find the floor as you pick up your right heel, melt your right knee on down, uncurl those toes, push through both legs, rise up, low lunge. Try to find some sensation here in this hip flexor. Fingertips get a little higher, and maybe you sink a little lower. Exhale to release it. Hands on either side of your front foot. Tuck the back toes, charge up that back leg. And we'll plant the hands, step yourself into a plank pose. You can always skip the vinyasa if you'd like to. Shifting forward if you're choosing to vinyasa. Allow yourself into whatever back bend feels good. And then if you'd like to child's pose, take it. Otherwise, roll through the feet. Right back to downward facing dog. Sit bones reaching up. Head between the arms. Maybe draw some little semicircles with your chin across your chest. Enjoy your hamstring stretch here. Inhale, right leg up for the sky. Float it up. And then exhale, right knee to your right wrist. And try to kick your ankle towards your left wrist as you just slide your other quadricep back. Half pigeon pose. Think about squaring your hips. Come up a little higher, maybe on your fingertips or blocks. An opening. If you find any biting in your knee, customize this. Roll to your back. Do a figure four. Beautiful. We'll sit down onto your front hip and then swing that back leg around, finding your balance here. So sitting to that right hip and pick up your left foot, catch the inside and the outside of that foot, and we'll start to press up, lift the heart, kind of feel like you're in boat pose. Get a nice stretch in the hamstring. Option to keep it very bent. Some of you can go ahead and go a little bit deeper into the stretch, customize. You're going to take the leg that you're holding and then just gently guide it across to step the sole of that foot to the outside of your quad. Take that opposite arm, give it a hug, and then reach the left fingertips behind you, a little twist. Gently look off your back shoulder. Good, one more breath here. Nice outer hip stretch. I have really tight outer hips. So I need this. Slowly unwind. You'll swing both feet behind you, hands towards the floor. Tuck those toes under, one leg at a time. Find your way into plank. Take this vinyasa or skip it. Your choice. You can add the push-up. It could be a baby cobra. It could be full cobra or up dog. You can flip those toes and roll your way up into a down dog. Or you can take a child's pose here before meeting in down dog for side two. Tuck the toes, pick up the hips. Heels are getting heavier and heavier with each downward facing dog. Reaching your shoulder blades up towards your tailbone. Let's go ahead and lengthen the left leg up for the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, left knee towards the left wrist. And maybe start to wiggle that ankle towards your right wrist. Allow yourself to find half pigeon pose. Now this is my knee that's not as happy with me. So I'm honoring and going slow. Kind of just be with your hip and your knee as you do this. Honor what you find. Be on fingertips. Be on fists. You can fold if you like. We're going to take that front hip and lower it all the way to the floor, swinging your back leg forward. So lifting up that chest, catch onto the inside and the outside of your foot. And then maybe you'll lift off. This is my blind dog. She's a sweetie. She's a little nervous because she can hear the music. Lift up the chest. You can keep your knee really bent or you can extend it. Good. You're going to guide the foot that you're holding across your seated thigh. So take it into a little twist like a pretzel. Sit up tall. Try to root both hips. The opposite arm is going to hug, and then reach behind you with your right fingertips. Look over your back shoulder. Take this time for your hip, for your spine. If you have a dog nearby, you can pet. Good. And we'll slowly unwind it here. And swing both legs behind you. back to our final vinyasa, which I guess I'm going to switch directions here because Nyx is on the mat. So coming into your plank, tuck the toes, shift it forward. I'm sure this is relatable. Lift up the heart, expand the collarbones. Either take that child's pose or flip your toes. Come straight on up into down dog if that feels like the right thing for you today. Good. Walk your feet about halfway up the mat. Turn your toes out. Heels in. Big toes just kind of kiss the outer edges of the mat. As you drop your hips, lift your heart, come into a Malasana Yogi squat. Elbows can press your thighs open, or you can stay higher if your knees are not so happy. Hands at heart. Stretching out those hips. I know. One more breath. Kind of just sit with that discomfort. Beautiful. Fingertips to the floor. Lift up the hips. Heel toe those feet towards one another. Shake your hips side to side like you're wagging your tail. And nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Beautiful. Bend both knees. You're going to come into your ball squat. So knees inside your arms this time. Allow your heels to come on up. So this is our ball squat. We're going to stretch for the bottoms of the feet, the Achilles. If you have the balance, go ahead and take your hands to your heart once more. Prayer. Beautiful. So this is going to either be really easy or really hard. Depends on your core control. Fingertips behind you for support. See if you can lower your hips to the floor without like a thump. So you can just kind of find your way into a boat pose. Chest up, heart lifted. Maybe you extend your legs, point your toes. Maybe you reach your arms overhead or reach them out in front. Maybe you stay hugging, that's okay. One more breath. Good. On the exhale, release. Heels towards the floor. Catch your shins. Pull your heart forward. Chin up off the chest. Look up. Round. Chin to chest. Shoulder blades apart. Cat. Good. Inhale back up through the center. And then we're going to bring soles of the feet together for cobbler's pose. Fingers can push your heart forward. Or maybe if you can comfortably bind your feet, go ahead and hook those feet with your hands. Lift the heart first. And then we bow, just for a couple breaths. Take a little bit of a stretch here for the inner thighs, the groin. You might even feel this in your lower back. Honor. If you find pain, come out. We're all going to come out of this pose here. Go ahead and bring those legs towards, let's all sweep them to the right so that it's easy. Sweep your legs to the right so you're in a mermaid stretch. You'll take your left hand to the floor, stretch your right arm up. If that's easy, go ahead and lower left elbow to the floor. Ribs to the ceiling. Good. Reverse it. Use your core to come up. The right fingertips find the ground. Reach your left arm up and over. Get a nice side stretch. Beautiful. Release. We're going to stay on this side. Go ahead and lower that left elbow back down. And you're going to reach your right hand and catch the top of the foot for a quadricep stretch. Now, if this feels uncomfortable for your shoulders, I invite you to go ahead and lay down, bringing your bicep to your ear. Got a little bit of a guest appearance in my video today. Release whatever quad stretch you chose to hold. Come on up, and then we'll just swing those legs the other way. So kick both legs to the left. Try to make a 90-90. We'll side bend first. So right hand on the floor, stretch up, and if that's easy, go ahead and slide the forearm all the way down. Get a nice waist stretch. Use the core to come back up. Here's the hard one. Left fingertips down. Reach it up. Right arm overhead. I can really feel this one. Coming out of that mermaid stretch, bringing that right forearm back down to the floor. See if you can reach back with your left hand and catch the top of that foot, pulling in for quadricep. I want you to customize this, so if you don't feel anything, go ahead and make some adjustments until you feel sensation in the front of your thigh. You can always lie down if you need it here. Good. Slowly release whatever you chose to hold, pressing yourself back up, sitting very tall, crisscross applesauce. This is called Sukhasana. Go ahead, drop chin to chest. Roll right ear to right shoulder, stretching out the neck here. Relax the hands. Switch sides. Roll through center. Left ear towards left shoulder. Good. One more each way. And as you roll, perform a little body scan. Check your joints. Release through the middle, roll the other way. Scan your ankles, knees, hips, your spine, your wrists. Back through the middle. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Bring your palms together to match. Slide them down to your heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, a like. I appreciate you. Namaste.